Hello, everybody, and welcome to Haiku Talk. I'm your host, Ben Ga, your friendly neighborhood haiku poet. And today we're going to be taking a look at a piece from the latest issue of Wales Haiku Journal. The first line is trout fishing, and this is from James Krotzman. So with that said, you know what time it is. Time to grab yourself a tasty beverage, sit back, relax, and let's haiku. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be with you again here for another episode of Haiku Talk. And today we've got a really nice one, one that feels right for about the end of summer. And let's just get right to the poem. The poem goes like this. Trout fishing, the gentle pull of the day moon. Trout fishing, the gentle pull of the day moon. Such a lovely piece. Now this follows the fragment and phrase format with the first line of trout fishing being the fragment and the phrase being the gentle pull of the day moon. And what's nice about this poem, before we get to a breakdown line by line, is as much as what's in the poem as what's not in the poem. Because what's in this poem is a very nice moment where a human is out in nature and they're noticing very small things. And what's nice about this poem, what's not in here, is there's no reference to technology, no camera phones, no music, no anything. It's just a person out away from everything, like YouTube videos that you're watching right now, but right away from everything. And it's nice. To me, refreshing. Another poem I was thinking about looking at, also from Wales Haiku Journal, had to do with gazing at our camera phones, and in trying to decide between the two, this one just felt more like the kind of relaxing piece that I wanted to call attention to. The idea of getting away from everything, getting out, away from technology, away from creature comforts, away from anything that calls attention to our day-to-day lives, the madness of the world of humanity. And this poem really gets us out into back to basics of a really almost primal type moment that could have been shared by the earliest of ancestors that we can think of, as long as they knew how to fish. And so it's just a really nice piece, and one that haiku gives us permission to experience, to celebrate, to share, and to find value in. Because the poem doesn't have anything to do with conflict. It's not trying to, right all the world's wrongs. It's not trying to dig into deep family histories or traumas or issues or anything like that. It's just a poem about being alive out in the world, the real world, the natural world, and being able to see and experience and be present and take notice of all the small things around you. With that said, let's break this down line by line and show how it works. So the first line of this poem is trout fishing. Trout fishing. Now, some people that have real affinity or real knowledge of trout fishing go someplace specific. I think that even if you don't know where you might fish for trout, you have an idea of fishing, and you're going fishing. And so that specificity in the first line is nice, in that it does add extra color to the, especially to those that are very familiar with that. But if not, it also kind of just clues you in that you're going fishing for something specific. It's not just a general fishing. You're out for a specific thing, a purpose, and you're outdoors. People don't fish indoors, so it automatically puts you outside. It doesn't mention night fishing, so the implication is usually it's going to be during the day. And so you're out during the day and you're fishing. And again, this could be something that's competitive, because there are competitive fishermen and women out there in the world. Or there are also people that go out to fish to relax, to get out of the world, to just get out there and get away from everything, everybody, and go fishing. And so it's a good first line, because there's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of things using, again, that suggestive form of haiku language. Again, I think haiku uses language in three ways. For me, it's the three S's of simple, succinct, and suggestive. And this is the first line is very simple language. It's succinct in that the only description we have is trout to describe the fishing that we're doing. And the suggestive language, again, puts us outside, puts us out doing something specific. And depending on who you are, it's going to be like a competitive thing or a very relaxing thing. And it might have all sorts of layers to it, of sentimentality, of who you fish with, why do you fish alone, and so on and so forth. And that speaks to what haiku does and how it's constructed. Haiku is a poetic form that relies on the reader to read the poem, to finish the poem. There's all this empty space in a haiku, and that it's there for a purpose. It uses that suggestive language to allow you, the reader, to enter the poem and find yourself in the moment, to find yourself, in this case, trout fishing. Let's go to line 2. Line 2 is the gentle pull. The gentle pull. Such a nice, soft, sweet second line. And again, it undercuts it underscores that first line as being not a hard driving moment that we're in, but something soft, something relaxing, something just pure and simple. The gentle pull. And if we think about that in relation to trout fishing, I mean, you can think about the gentle tug on the line, of the fishing line, or perhaps the gentle pull of the breeze, the gentle pull of the river if you're fishing in the river, or if there's a current or lapping or any sort of glistening on the water skin as you're out there with your fishing gear, with your fishing line in the water. And it's gentle. Specifically, gentle is the key word here, to give that, to suggest the type of mood, tone, and type of day that the moment that this is. And then we get to the third line, which gives us a bit of a surprise. The third line is of the day moon. Of the day moon. And while not like a super hard left turn, it changes the focus a little bit on what we're looking at and what we're paying attention to. So you're out trout fishing and there's a gentle pull, but the gentle pull is of the day moon. And that means that you are aware of other things going on around you than just the line in the water, than just fishing. So again, it pulls to this gentle moment, this moment of being out in the world, in the natural world, aware of your surroundings, and your mind's allowed to wander a little bit. It's gently pulled in different directions. In this case, it notices the day moon. And the day moon here could be up in the sky. You could be up looking in the sky and seeing it there. It also could be reflected in the water that you're looking at. It could be a very, very calm water. And you might see the sun's reflection, but you also might notice the reflection of the day moon in the calm water. And what a wonderful image. I know day moons they're just cool to notice. That the moon can be out during the day. I have some folks that have been trying to write some day moon haiku for a long time in various phrases. This is another one that I'm going to bring up to them. Again, if they're not already watching, you know who you are, of capturing the day moon. And it really completes the image. So it really, this moment of being out and fishing and there's a gentle pull, you're noticing the day moon, you're just out, just experiencing the day, the moment. And it's beautiful. It's relaxing. It's what we all need in our lives, whether you want to fish or not. And by reading this haiku, we get to travel to this moment and relive the spot and have this moment play out for us in our own lives. And And that's a wonderful thing. It's a little meditative piece, a break from our day that James Krotzman has given us to go out and be in this moment and be fishing and notice the gentle pull of the day moon to grab our attention. And with that, I will release you back into the world that you came in before you clicked on this episode. Thank you for tuning in. If you do like this episode, please click a thumbs up to show that you like it. It does help the algorithms and does help the channel. If you like this, think about subscribing to the channel. And if you liked and subscribed, think about ringing the bell to get notified when new episodes arise. Until then, may you pay attention to your day moon, and peace.